Hey people, it is Friday, February the 2nd, which is Groundhog Day. So happy Groundhog Day, all you Groundhog fans. And it is 10:40 in the evening and it's about -2 Celsius, and I'm here in front of Union Station with the lovely Meghan, who just arrived from Guelph. And we're going to be making our way back to my place, but it's also NHL All-Star Weekend here in Toronto. The big game is tomorrow afternoon, I believe, but there's already events taking place all day at Scotiabank Arena, and there's tons of people in the city already, many of them walking around sporting their team jerseys, and many of them in a state of drunkenness, as I observed on the way here.
Yeah. Wait, so what is the All-Star thing?
It's just like when all the best players from all the teams compete against one another.
Oh.
Yeah. I
I
think.
didn't know hockey was like an individual sport.
Oh, brother. Okay. What do you mean an individual sport?
Like, how do you get like two hockey players to compete against one another? I thought it was a team sport.
It is a team sport. Okay. I'm not a hockey fan, so I don't even want to try to explain it, but but in any case, it's pretty busy downtown tonight, and we're going to be walking up Yonge Street. So we're currently walking east on Front Street here. And we'll head to Yonge and then walk up through downtown Yonge, making a stop at the Shoppers Drug Mart at Yonge and Dundas. So I've seen team jerseys from at least half a dozen different hockey teams.
I just saw an Edmonton one.
Yeah, I've seen Edmonton, Buffalo, New Jersey. Well,
New Jersey has a hockey team?
yeah.
Wow. It always surprises me when like Americans have hockey teams. I'm like, I didn't know you guys did that.
Yeah, hockey is very popular in many parts of the U.S., especially the border states.
God, it's our influence. See?
Yeah, I saw Buffalo Sabres jerseys. Quite a few of those I saw. How was the ride from Guelph?
Oh, it was good. It seemed really short.
Seemed short?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, usually it feels a lot longer than it was, so definitely not complaining about that.
Okay, good.
I spent the whole time alternating between Metallica and St. Vincent.
Doesn't Metallica have an album called Saint Anger?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what I was listening
They
to.
should do a mashup. Saint Anger Vincent or
Yes.
something like that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would die. St. Vincent X Metallica.
Right?
Yes, please. I also think I slightly overestimated how warm it was going to be, because I checked the weather when I was packing my suitcase and I was like, oh, it's going to be like 5 above on Sunday, and for some reason my brain took that to mean it was going to be 5 above the entire time I'm here.
Oh.
So realizing maybe tomorrow I should like just go get a sweater or something, because like I definitely did not pack warm enough tops. And so I was like, 5 degrees, that's pretty warm.
Right.
Got my wool coat on top, like that'll keep me warm, and now I'm realizing,
Well, it's -2 right now, so
yeah.
if you feel okay now,
I mean, yeah, I'm a little chilly, but I'm not
yeah.
like frozen.
So +5 will probably feel a lot warmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I figured. Yeah, like my brain does that when I check the temperature. It like looks like the warmest temperature and then goes, yep, that's what it's gonna be the whole time. Even though I know that's not true, but like
Just for like a couple hours at the mid-afternoon point.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Not like the entire weekend.
Right.
Like my brain thinks.
All right, so we just turned north onto Yonge Street.
You didn't think our jazz club was this close. Her boots were so nice. Did you see them?
No.
Gotta get you to notice girls' boots.
It's not at the top of my list of things I look at when I pass a woman. I just noticed this is a new restaurant or bar here. The Joneses.
Yeah, that is new. That was something else before.
Yeah, it was closed down and empty for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's good to see something filling up that space.
Yeah, like pre-COVID, that was some kind of steakhouse.
Yeah, I think it's been empty for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, just crossing Wellington. Kind of a crisp night, you know?
It is a little bit.
Doesn't feel so bad. Here's this situation. Every time I come here, I'm like, oh yeah, this again. See, look, we can't really go because cars are coming at us from every direction. Let's wait till these cars pass. All right, let's cross.
I've seen so many videos of people on YouTube being like, Toronto sucks now, there's so much construction everywhere. And it's like, well, yeah, because they're like building things like so that the city can grow and improve its infrastructure. Like, it's not like it's going to be forever.
And things are old here.
Right.
Things need to be replaced.
Right.
Once they're like 100 years old and, you know, they don't
Right.
work very well anymore. Like underground utilities and things like that.
That's right. But I love how people are just like, oh, the sidewalks are all closed. It sucks forever now. I'm out of here. Bye.
Right?
It's like, what? No. A little bit short-sighted there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of it either, but I mean, short-term pain for long-term gain, right?
Right.
Well, it's supposed to be short-term pain. I find in Toronto sometimes it's long-term pain
For longer term.
for
gain,
for hopefully longer-term gain,
like the Eglinton crosstown.
right?
My God.
But ideally, it's usually short-term pain.
That they've been building that thing for such a long time that when they started it, I wasn't even married yet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like I had just moved in with my ex when they started that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like I lived a whole ass life and they're still not done.
Yeah.
And that just like floors me every time. Where did you find the Pokemon cards?
On Spadina Avenue.
Oh, yeah. I remember last time they were like here on Yonge Street.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them here on Yonge, yeah.
Yeah.
That's in our video too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they scattered them for like 2 blocks or something crazy like that.
craft. So even though it's below zero, I'm working up a sweat.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez, you don't trade me? I'm freezing.
Adelaide. Yeah, let me get on the other side of you, so this bag doesn't bang into you all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the microphone is closer to your mouth.
There we go.
I'm carrying a bag of treats.
Yeah, those cookies turned out so good.
Megan made some peanut butter cookies for me.
It's like
And
my
what
best
else is in
chocolate.
here? It's kind of heavy. It's not all cookies, is it?
Your mug,
Oh, the mug, right? Yeah.
and also I bought some of my like favorite waters.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not as busy as I thought on Yonge Street. I thought there'd be more hockey fans kind of wandering around. Maybe they all fled back to their hotel rooms because they're convinced that they'll be murdered on the streets of Toronto. A lot of them are from smaller towns and whatnot.
Suburban. Also, like in a lot of those small towns and suburban places, like everything shuts down by like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you bother being out anywhere after 6 p.m.? Like, obviously, things don't do that here.
Right. And we're at Yonge and Queen, or no, Richmond, I should say. Queen is the next one. Aggressive driver. Listening by Lena with their dumb pop music.
I've always wanted to be careful.
Yeah. And this is Megan's favorite spot to stop and look at dresses in the window. I think we've done this in 3 or 4 other videos, right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same color as my coat.
Oh. Right. Yep. This looks like 1960s fashion.
It is. It's all back.
Okay.
It's all back.
Yeah, this looks like something straight out of like
Look at that dress.
1965.
Oh my god, that's gorgeous. It's not real silk though. It's poly satin.
Like this style here, that's totally 60s.
Yeah, that's
Weird.
all back. The mod. Which is awful because that's my least favorite decade of fashion is the 60s.
Yeah.
60s ruined everything.
Like, I don't know much about fashion, but I do recognize 1960s era clothing
Oh yeah.
just because of my fascination with 60s music. I've sort of just have seen many images taken from that decade with all the clothes. And I obviously do recognize 70s and 80s fashion because I lived through it.
Right. 90s and like early 2000s 2000s fashion is back right now.
Right.
I find myself wearing clothes I haven't worn since high school. It's kind of wild when you've lived long enough to like see something you wore when you were in high school come back into fashion. Like you've lived so long, you've seen an entire 20-year trend cycle come and go.
Right.
That's like insane to me. Like I could have just kept my gold embroidered jeans that I had when I was 16. And you know what? Not only would they still fit me, they would be too big.
Well, now you know how to take them in, so.
Exactly. Well, I don't have them anymore, but I should have kept them. Remember last time I was here and we walked back to the Union Station and it was so cold we had to walk through the path?
Yeah. Tonight's not so cold. We're jaywalking, but it's okay. Just crossed Shooter. So next street is Dundas, and that's where the Shoppers Drug Mart is. For some reason, I referred to Shoppers Drug Mart as Tim Hortons earlier, and I confused Meghan.
Not only once, you did it 3 times.
I know. I was like, so we're going to stop at the Tim Hortons, right? And you're like, huh? It's like, we're going to stop at the Tim Hortons, right? You're like, huh? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah.
I know. See, if you just said it once, I would
Yeah.
oh, you mean Shoppers, but you did it 3
Yeah.
times. Like,
Yeah.
you sounded so sure. I was like, do we have a whole conversation that I don't remember?
Right. Yep. My nose is running like a fountain here.
My ears hurt.
Yeah.
Whenever it gets cold, I get something crushed in my ears.
I don't get that. I just get the Niagara Falls in my nostrils.
I get that too.
All right, well, let's cross the street here before we get to the Muzak. Yonge and Dundas.
Before we go upstairs, I want to look at the front door.
And we're in. Something was happening here. There's police and paramedics. Now Oh, this is the stuff that the little girls think they need to buy. Yeah. The little girls who should get off the TikTok. Everyone should get off the TikTok. It's literally doing damage to our society.
Every time there's new technology, though, people say that. Like they said
Yeah,
that
but
with the printing press too.
but it's pretty well, established now that mental health has gone way down since social media.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, I don't know. What am I looking at? Yeah. I don't think so. I think she's just
Yeah, no filming in the store.
testing.
No filming.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
no.
I'll pause it. Okay. All right. Let's get the heck out of here. Look, I'm recording in the shoppers. Oh, I'm bad. No, I'll carry it. Yeah. That elevator is the world's slowest elevator.
Wait, it's stuck on me. Hold on. There we go.
Jeez, what an ordeal just buying a few things at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Take this in.
I wonder what happened there with that lady.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she's like shoplifting.
Security guard was looking at me like I was carrying a firearm.
I know.
It's just a little camera, buddy.
They're like, oh, you're gonna record all our secrets.
Yeah,
Send them to the internet.
the secrets of Shoppers Drug Mart.
That's right. You know what's crazy? It's already February.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Now being outside feels glorious after roasting to death inside that inferno.
See, I was just finally starting to get warm.
Really?
Yeah. And you were roasted to death.
Yeah.
How do you like generate so much heat so quickly?
I don't know. If I'm wearing any sort of winter clothing, as soon as I step foot indoors, I'm instantly too hot.
What?
Just instantly.
God. See, I'm like that when it's cold out. I could be wearing like a polar bear wrapped around me and I would step outside and be impossible.
Right?
To me, there's like absolutely no difference between 0 degrees and a vat of nitroglycerin. Like they're the same to me. There's no difference. I've acquired a taste for distressed vintage flannels, and I bought one at Value Village like last week for $10, and it's really nice. Like, it looks like it's never been worn. And I was trying it on today with like a bunch of different things, and I was like, I can't figure out why I don't like it. Like, I just couldn't figure out like what about it just looked wrong.
Right.
And then, what was that?
I was just going to say, your suitcase is dragging.
Yeah, I know, but the other way is worse.
Is it worse the other way?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's really on its last legs. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, I couldn't figure out what was like wrong with it. I'm like, why don't I like it? And then I realized it was because it was like too perfect. Like, it was too pristine looking. So then I took my scissors and I cut the hem off, and I grabbed some tweezers and I pulled some threads out in different spots. I made it look all distressed, and then I tried it back on and I was like, that's better.
Oh, jeez.
Now it looks good. But I was like, something is off. It just doesn't look right. And then I realized it's too perfect.
Well, I actually lived through the 90s grunge period, and I never did that with any of my flannel shirts.
Really?
Nope. You just wore them as they were.
You never distressed them?
Nope. Why would you?
So that they look cooler.
No.
You didn't like put patches on them?
No. No. You just wore them the way they came out of the package.
But like, how did you get them to have that like threadbare, worn-in look?
You would just wear them until they got old.
Wow, so it was like true vintage.
Yes.
Wow. Did you keep any of those shirts? Because they'd probably be worth a fortune now.
They're not worth anything. They're
Yeah, they
old,
are.
beat-up flannel shirts.
No,
Jeez.
no, they are. At vintage stores, like, I was lucky to find that one for $10. And I think I only found it for $10 because it was in like perfect condition. But if you like get those like old, worn-in, like distressed flannel shirts from like the 90s, like the real ones, they go for like $40-50.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Well,
I thought you were talking about like thousands or something.
no. That's like graphic tees from the 90s, especially like Sailor Moon t-shirts from the 90s. Like, they go for like $4,000 minimum.
Yeah.
I know someone in Guelph who like buys and sells vintage tees, and I met him at like this, it was like a vintage market last summer, and I was like searching around, and he was like, what are you looking for? And I was like, either Metallica or Sailor Moon. And he was like, from the 90s? And I said, yeah. And he goes, he's like, the Sailor Moon ones, he's like, they'll run you like thousands of dollars. And Metallica from the 90s, you're looking at like hundreds and hundreds of dollars at least. Who would have thought your old t-shirts would like be worth so much?
I don't see the point in paying thousands of dollars for one of those, and you could just buy a brand new imitation
Because
for
it's
like
not as cool.
for $20.
Because it's not authentic. It's
Who
not
cares?
cool.
No one knows that.
And you want to have that.
You're the
like,
only one who knows that.
You want to have that like threadbare look, especially like vintage t-shirts. They should look like they're like almost see-through.
I would never pay more than $20 for a T-shirt under any circumstances. Yeah.
What if it was like an authentic Beatles concert t-shirt from the 60s?
I wouldn't pay thousands for it. No.
How much would you pay for it if you found it?
I don't know.
Like, what would you shell out for that?
Maybe like $50.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, it'd be way more than that, I'm sure. But
Yeah. I don't even think they had Beatles T-shirts. Like, they didn't have merch, I don't think, like the way we do now, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. They had Beatles merch, like they had like lunch boxes and bubblegum cards and, you know, and little bobblehead type things and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know about T-shirts though. Maybe they did.
They must. People wore t-shirts in the 60s, right?
Yeah, but they weren't like as ubiquitous as they are now. People dressed a lot nicer in the 60s, right? You didn't see as many T-shirts and things like that. Looks like this Papa John's opened here. So the other one up here must be closed now. Man, you got to get a new suitcase. Or fashion some new wheels on there somehow. Make a little mini skateboard that the suitcase just sits on.
Put it underneath.
Yeah. Fillmore's.
Oh, I guess that's where all the NHL guys are. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, he said this is where the NHL guys are.
I'm sure they are.
I think that guy didn't want to be caught on camera going into a strip club. His wife was probably
Yeah.
doesn't know what he's up to. That's okay. I don't think we got his face or anything.
No.
Or maybe we did, but
Just heard him go, hey,
just
whoa.
for a second.
Well, it serves him right. Unless his wife knows, then that's cool.
Yeah.
I never understood, like, why, like, straight women get jealous when their husbands go to strip clubs or their boyfriends. Like, I don't know. It's like, well, he's not going to cheat on you. So, like, what's the problem?
Just because he's looking at other women, that's
So?
all. Yeah, well, some women don't like that.
Doesn't mean he doesn't like you. It just means that he also likes other women. That's
Yeah.
all. I never understood that. Or like when people get mad at their boyfriends / husbands for looking at like adult films. It's like, why?
Yeah. All right, we're on the home stretch. So I'm going to start wrapping up the walk. We made our way from Union Station over to Front Street and then, or over along Front Street over to Yonge Street and then north along Yonge, stopping at the Shoppers where I encountered a Shoppers Drug Mart employee dingus.
Should do another dingus riddle.
And then I restarted the video as we made our way east along Dundas Street here to my home base. So I hope you enjoyed the walk with Meghan here on Groundhog Day evening. Also the All-Star Weekend here in Toronto, the NHL All-Star Weekend. So leave a comment down below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. And you can also find me on Instagram under K Continuum. And you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find Meghan on Instagram and YouTube under Meghan Sandor. Check out her latest video.
On compulsory heterosexuality.
She's over 1,000 subs now, so she's well on her way. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always,
We will continue.
we will continue